Today I'm going to show you which worms to buy and to use to play with your friends with crossplay, cross-platform, um, which worms is the best one to get to play with friends. I'll explain all that. So in the Android Google store, there are only 3 worm games. There are Worms 2, 3, and 4, and each one is about $5. Now, number 4 I would not buy because what the reviews have said is the Facebook does not work, so you can't play online. So that's why I never got it. And the reviews are pretty low, 3.1, which is the lowest out of these ones. This one is 3.8, and Worms 2 is 3.7. Now, Worms 2 doesn't have online multiplayer. It only has, as it says here, take on players right here on top. Take on players from around the world with online Wi-Fi multiplayer action for 2 players. And there's pass and play with hot seat local multiplayer action 2 to 4. Now Worms 3 does all that. Worms 2, I do have to admit, it has better controls and it's really fun. And I played that one the most, but I didn't ever play with anyone, So, I'll show you Worms 2, kind of what it has. Now this one has with touch controls. It only has touch. It doesn't have the virtual controls. So that's that's how you kind of do it. So here, single player is that. Body count's cool. This is a Worms 3 as well. Body count is you have 1 worm and you go against a bunch of other worms, and it's basically endless mode until your worm dies. So your high score would be, let's say you kill 20 worms before your worm dies. Alright, so multiplayer. So a hot seat is when you do 2 to 4 teams, and then you pass your phone around with your friends. Then join network, you do Wi-Fi. Now there's public, private. Now the public, I think you can actually find people playing, but I'm not exactly completely sure about that. Now the create network, you make one, and then you can do public or private, and then only one other friend can play with you over Wi-Fi. Now, there's actually a bunch of game styles, so easy, normal, pro, BNG. I don't know what pro and BNG are. Then there's melee, which is only melee weapons, guns are only guns. And then sudden death. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Crates, only crates. I don't even think you start with weapons. You just have worms running around, try and get crates and use what you get. That was pretty fun. Okay, that's Worms 2. And then I'll show you Worms 3 here. Okay, so Worms 3. And so here's the touch. They hit touch controls, or you can do the virtual D-pad. Now, Worms 3 is the one to buy because of a few reasons. So here's the kit. You can customize your worms, and you can also even buy things. Interesting. Playing cards. The Worms 3 is the only one with playing cards, where you get some bonuses before your turn, and then do local. So local has body count just like Worms 2, but unlimited mode. And then pass and play, 2 to 4 players, you pass the phone around. And then online, I've been playing this one. So I just did so we've been playing this for about 2 days now. So you take a turn and you just keep going, you don't have to how do you say, you don't have to sit for a whole session and play the game. So if they just did their turn, it's my turn. Now, some more other worm games, you can choose which worm. So that was his turn. He'd see his last turn, and then some of the worms games, you can switch your worms around. But I haven't figured that out yet. I don't think you can in this one. So there's the cards. I can choose which one to use if I want, or I can just start my turn. And you choose the cards you want at the start of the game. Now, to go right, you push the right side of the screen. To go left, you push left. Now to aim, this took me a while to figure out. You actually push the target and move it around with your finger. And then it's not just the cards. It has inventory like the other ones. You push the bazooka bottom left screen here, and you choose what you want. So they got the original things. They got the jetpack and the grappling hook right there. Okay, so let's use a grenade. Aim that. 2 seconds. Got him. Okay, and that was my turn. So I end my turn and it sends their turn. So then they got do their turn in a few days or whatever they want to do. And then only have that game. You can have up to 12 games. And then so you do a new game, continue, and then that's a ranked game I'm doing right now. So new ranked game, or you do a new friendly game. And so you click that, and then you can find friends with device contacts, or you can. I think the best way is probably player search, and you just ask your friend what their username is, and you look them up that way, because apparently this probably has crossplay. I haven't tried it yet, but I'll show you what the Google says here. It's Worms 3. It says right on their picture here, cross-platform fun. Cross-platform fun with cloud save. So you think it's because Worms 3 is not on the PC. I don't think it's on any console. So you think it's cross-platform, Apple to Android. And it says here, crazy Astorius multiplayer battles, which is turn-based. I don't think you can do real time with Worms 3. That's only the Worms 4 and Worms 2 thing. But the turn-based one is way better. Now, I'll give you the full thing. It says play right here on the top. Play online with Corius multiplayer warfare. Enroll in ranked or friendly matches and show off your prowess. Remember, with this Corius multiplayer, you don't have to commit to a full session at a time. Take your turn, then go beat your friend's score in the single player body count mode. So, Worm 3 is probably worth it getting, and then you just tell your friends to get that one. And unless everyone has a PC or a console now, so that's mobile. Those three. Now we'll talk about Steam here. So Steam on the PC, they have a bunch. So Worms Reloaded is basically Worms 2 Armageddon, which has some good controls. Worms Worms Ultimate Mayhem is a 3D Worms. It's actually really fun. This one, you have to get used to the controls, and a lot of people really don't like it because it feels way different than the other, 2D world. But this one, you like jump on things on platforms, and it's a 3D world, I never played golf or pinball, and that's the first Worms. I don't think that one's multiplayer. Yeah, it's just single player. Or you can sit and play with your friends on that one. I've actually played that on the PC. Yeah, team up four teams of Worms. Now, this is the collection, so it's all of them. Now, some are blurred out, like this Worms Revolution and Worms Armageddon. Now, Worms Armageddon is probably the best Worms. And someone made a mod for Team 17, actually, that makes 8 teams play at the same time. So 8 players. And so you actually can play 8 players online, but it's only, PC players. And then there's a bunch. Now, Worms W.M.D, Worms Party, Worms World Party is actually really fun too. But this one doesn't have multiplayer. And Worms MD, I think, does, because this is like the newest Worms here. This one's on Xbox as well, but they are not crossplay. Now, this one is crossplay to like Linux and Mac computers. But that's it. It's not crossplay to the Xbox or PlayStation Worms WMD. But Worms Rumble is crossplay, even cross-platform. It even says on the description here. So, but it's like a battle royale, fighting. It has the same weapons and everything. It's fast. It's fun, but you have to pay for it. It's not free to play. And then it's real time and cross-platform. So it's all the PC, Xbox, everything. Just the original Worms turn-based is it's great. This one gets boring pretty fast. I jumped to a different game after a while because it's on Game Pass. So I didn't buy it, but I've played it on the. And speaking of that, on Game Pass, it's actually cloud on the Game Pass app. It says play on consoles and cloud. So I can actually go on here with my phone and play this. I don't have a controller right now. It's not touch screen yet. Interesting. But you can play it with it on your phone too, you know, until it goes off Game Pass. That's another way to play on the phone. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in, and hopefully you get the worms you think would be best for your friends and you.